On All About Tech, please welcome the heads of the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines, Engineer Albert Agu, Engineer Luis Lina, and Engineer James Rodney Santiago.
Hi, I'm Albert Agu.
I am Luis Lina.
I'm James Santiago. And you're watching All About Tech.
What is ICEP? And please tell us about your upcoming 75th anniversary event.
Ang ICEP po ay isang organization ng mga ECEs, no? Electronics and Communications Engineers and Electronic Technicians. Binago na, actually we're electronics engineers, no? Tapos ito po ay nandito kami para invite ang mga engineers and electronic technicians dito sa aming AGM 75. It's an international exposition and annual general assembly. Diamond Jubilee po namin ngayon, kaya medyo nagpunta po kami sa radio and TV para mag-invite sa mga ECEs, hindi lamang dito. Ang ICEP po ay we have 50 chapters all over the Philippines and abroad, no? Meron din po kaming 10 chapters sa Middle East, sa Canada, sa Amerika, no, sa Australia. So may mga chapters po. So yung mga OFW po natin, ang mga ECEs and electronic technicians, PECs or professional ECEs na nag-work abroad ay pupunta dito sa November 6 to 8, no, dito sa Space Makati para mag-celebrate po ng aming AGM. Si Albert ang aming director for the program, so mas alam niya po yan. Go ahead, pare.
So, yung event, as former President Luis mentioned, is the annual gathering of electronics professionals. So, technicians, engineers, PECs, as well as our institutional partners, those who have been with us throughout the years. So, we are the only accredited professional organization ng electronics professionals in the Philippines. So, we invite everyone, our partners, the future engineers alike, to come witness what we have prepared as an engaging event on November 6 to 8 at the Space at 1 Ayala.
How does an ECE graduate become a member of ICEP?
Yung mga estudyante na nag-aaral ng ECE or Electronics Engineering, BS ECE yung kukunin nila. Pagka-graduate nila ng Electronics Engineering, actually engineers na sila, pero hindi sila registered. So they need to take the board. Pagka pumasa na sila, magiging registered electronics engineer na sila, or RECE. R stands for registered. After 7 years, pwede na silang maging PECE, professional ECE naman ang tawag doon. Yung mga professional ECEs, ito yung mga pwede nang mag-sign sa mga plans and specs pagka nagtatayo na ng mga building, no? So pwede na silang mag-design at pumirma do sa plano. Aside from that, medyo ma-ladderized din kami. So pagka-graduate mo, take ka ng board, RECE, PECE. Pagkatapos nun, pwede ka nang maging ASEAN Electronics Engineer. Ibig sabihin nun, yung mga pwedeng gustong mag-abroad dito sa Asia, pagka nag-work kayo doon, ASEAN Engineer kayo. Pagkatapos nun, pwede kayong maging Asia Pacific and of course, International Electronics Engineer. So, may mga ladders yun. As you get better and you get older. Rodney?
So, pagkapasa mo sa board exam as an ECE, automatically, once you take your oath sa PRC, you become a registered electronics engineer. Now, to become a member of our group, the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines, you have to subscribe to the membership. And it is required naman because ICEP is the only accredited professional organization to handle the affairs of the ECEs. So during the time that you will take your oath, you will be taking another oath to becoming a member of the Institute of Electronics Engineer. That's the usual process. And then when you want to elevate further yung practice mo and the practice of your profession, then you can pursue what we call the advanced level engineering licensing, which you go to the professional electronics engineer. And then if you want to practice your engineering profession overseas, you can take the ASEAN engineering license, or you can take the APEC engineering license, or this new one, the IEE something. May bago na namang certification. Those international certification, they're meant to have what we call the equivalency. Kasi sobrang dami ng mga Filipino professionals, Filipino engineers, we can easily drown out the worldwide market. So that's why there's this licensure examinations or equivalency, is for them to recognize the practice of a Filipino in the Philippines being an engineer to be an equal engineer overseas. Before kasi hindi tayo kinikilalang engineer abroad, technician lang ang tawag sa atin. So we have this equivalency now that once a Filipino professional engineer takes this advanced level engineering license, APEC, ASEAN, or whatever, then that is your ticket to becoming recognized as an engineer overseas.
How can licensed electronics and communications engineers further elevate their practice?
Usually, ang minimum requirement is you need to practice your profession for at least 7 years, and then you gather all the documentation of the skills and knowledge that you have accumulated, the trainings that you have, and then you submit that to the evaluation board, and then they would just give you the certification. Okay, this person is qualified to become a PECE. Then you wait for the conferment. Then once you get your PECE, gusto mo pa ng ASEAN engineering license, then you file again. So it's almost the same requirement, but it has to go through different evaluation boards. So we also consider, like if you pursue a master's degree or a doctorate degree, those are big plus when you apply for the advanced engineering licensure, because those are individual efforts that you have done to elevate your practice, pursuing further education. So those kind of things, it's not that difficult. It's more of your responsibility to really gather all the historical documents that you have for so long, and then to justify your application for a higher license.
What are the benefits of ECEs who are working overseas in joining ICEP?
Sa mga halimbawa may mga registered na mga engineers dito, okay? Since yung mga members namin na Pilipino na nasa abroad na gustong maging professional and ASEAN, dito sila mag-a-apply sa Pilipinas. So pagka nakuha na nila yung lisensya nila bilang ASEAN Electronics Engineer at nasa Asia sila, papakita lang nila yung ID nila, they will be recognized as ASEAN Engineer doon sa halimbawa Malaysia, Cambodia, Singapore. So engineer ang titulo nila doon, Electronics Engineer. Normally, kasi pagka nakagraduate dito at pumunta doon, hindi nila ino-honor yung pagka-graduate natin ng mga ECE. Pero ngayon hindi na. And ICEP facilitates all of those.
With the other engineering professions also, it's a unified effort of all engineering professions in the Philippines under the Philippine Technological Council. So the electrical engineers, the mechanical engineers, civil engineers, chemical engineers, we all had this problem that overseas, we're engineers in the Philippines, but when we go, let's say, to Southeast Asia, we go to Singapore, they will just consider us as technicians because we lack the 2-year in the academe. Kaya sinagot ng gobyerno niya, kaya nagkaroon tayo ng K+12 to settle once and for all. That's yung kiniklaim nila, kulang tayo ng 2 years of education, basic education. So that's why K+12 is also a move from the government through CHED and DepEd, to make sure that all aspects ng equivalency has been addressed. So that's why, yun ang isa sang reason ng K+12 na kailangan natin yun para mawala yung subjectivity na pag Filipino professionals kulang ng 2-year education, hindi pwedeng i-recognize as engineer.
How relevant is electronics and communications engineering in today's society?
So we've gone to different revolutions. We came from the agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, and then the internet revolution, the Internet of Things. But now we are in the information revolution. And what better way to thrive in an industry that requires skill sets that are attuned to the requirement of information exchange, and that is electronics and communications. You want to do data science, you want to do information technology, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, programming. Those things are under the electronics engineering profession. And the growth of the Philippines is being driven by our ability to do ICT. In fact, during the pandemic, while everybody was suffering, the Philippines went surging ahead in securing jobs that requires no physical presence. In fact, we're one of the leaders now, yung mga home-based jobs, na instead na mag-abroad pa yung mga Filipino professionals, sa bahay na lang sila. Tapos nakapag break time, naasikaso pa nila yung family nila. Those are pioneering jobs now, enabled by technology, thanks to electronics engineering.
Please tell us all about your upcoming EGM 75 event.
So we have prepared a 3-day program. Actually 4 days. May day 0 pa kami. This is intended for the session for practicing electronics professionals, specifically those who are engaged with the office of the building official. So this is a 6 to 7 hour session on November 5, but starting at November 6 all the way to November 8, we have prepared plenary sessions wherein we invited who's who, subject matter experts, trailblazers pagdating, leaders ng mga industries where electronics professionals practice. So telecommunications, broadcasting, semiconductors, the government, and even as going back to the basics sa academe. So sino yung mga big names in the academe, in these industries? We have invited them to share a few minutes of their time to present what is current and what's future looking for the profession, but more so to be able to interact with the delegates. So we encourage the participants na hindi lang sila attendees kung hindi mag-participate sila. So that's the main thing that we should be looking forward to EGM 75.
Are students invited to EGM 75?
Kasama yan eh. Kasama yan sa i-invite. Ini-invite din namin ng mga high school, senior high, saka yung mga junior high, no? Tignan nyo din yung ECE or electronics engineer. Guys, hindi na kami 5 taon, no? When we graduated, 5 taon yung engineering eh. Ngayon 4 na lamang, no? Tapos hindi na rin maraming mathematics kasi pagka sinabing ECE, ayoko dyan, ang hirap, puro math yan. Hindi na ngayon, kukunti na lang. Because ang mga pinapag-aralan dito, yung mga gusto nyong pag-aralan, no? Broadcast, telecoms, Internet of Things, IT, computers. Of course, meron din kami sa broadcast, biomed, building electronics. Pwede rin kayong mag-extend sa academe, no? ICT, software, hardware. So, ang lawak kasi ng ECE eh. Okay? And of course, kasama din yung telecom, semicon. Andun din kami sa power, no? Yun yung mga solar, no? So, medyo malawak talaga yung ECE. Pero specialization na yun eh. Okay? Pero yung 4 years na lamang, we invite you. Hindi na masyadong mahirap ngayon, guys. So, we invite the high school there na tignan nyo lang din yung ECE.
How can we know more about ICEP and your upcoming EGM 75 event?
Okay, so registration is done via the myicep.net portal. Once you're registered, you could click on event shopping So events, so it's like online selling, and choose the event for AGM 75. So the portal will guide you through the process of registration, payment, as well as getting your confirmation that you have indeed been registered and verified to join the event. Hi, I'm Albert Agu.
I am Luis Lina.
I'm James Roddy Santiago.
And you're watching All About Tech.
Thank you, engineers Albert Agu, Luis Lina, and James Rodney Santiago. Join us for another episode of Information and Innovation on All About Tech.